Not the whole show rest on my shoulders. It should rest on my ass, then we have a good time.
Hey, I'm about it.
Hi everyone. Listen, I just have to start off by saying that when I got the email to perform at Micky's, I literally was like, girl, is this real? Like, is this spam? Like, you know, people be hacking and shit. I was like, me reading poetry and doing what I do at Micky's, I haven't done that before. I filleted many phalluses in Micky's. I'm born and raised in LA. My name is José Richard Aviles. I'm from South Central. Don't usually venture to this part of town. As someone born and raised in South Central, I'm always like, ugh, you want to go where? I'm also an urban planner, so it makes sense, right? So listen, I do a little bit of everything. I do something that I call stand-up poetry, and it's this fusion between poetry and comedy. Yes, thank you. And sometimes we sing. I don't know what it is. I just like to talk shit. Now, speaking of shit, though, listen. So I have imagined that if I ever have a stand-up special, I already have the name of the show. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
It's gonna be called "Shitting on a White Man's Face," inspired by a true story. If there's time, I'll tell you the story. Let's just say that when in doubt, you can always shit on a white man's face. Listen, before I begin, I want to honor and invoke the ancestor that informs everything that I do. So I'm going to give you a little bit of something. Here we go. Yo, the lights make me fucking my eyes water when I don't wear my glasses. And I always want to make it intentional, like I'm a dramatic bitch, but no, I'm just blind. Perdona si te hago llorar, perdona si te hago sufrir, pero es que no está en mis manos, pero es que no está en mis manos, me he enamorado, me he enamorado. Me enamoré, perdona si te hago sufrir, perdona si te digo adiós. ¿Cómo decirle que te amo? ¿Cómo decirle que te amo si él me ha preguntado? Yo le dije que no, yo le dije que no. Soy honesto con él y contigo, a él lo quiero y a ti te he olvidado. Si tú quieres seremos amigues, yo te ayudo a olvidar el pasado. No te aferres, ya no te aferres a un imposible. Ya no te hagas, ni me hagas más daño. Ya no. Así fue. ¡Que viva la Juanga! Exactly, Juan Gabriel is my bitch. Listen, she was hella iconic. She was like, when they asked her about her sexuality, she was like, you don't question what you see. Now that doesn't work for me. You see me and you're like, she's nothing, anything but straight. You know what I mean? This is called, what is this called? Oh, Semilla. I was like, what is this poem called? Maxwell has particular nipples. They are covered in brown areolas. Do you like your nipples stimulated, I ask? He answers, yes. Yet the look in his eyes reminds me that straightness has forbade you of this pleasure. You deserve that and then some. I am turned on by power, my power, to feel the slight unescaped sounds of your moans, to hear the true tenor timbre that is hidden underneath your tongue. I am turned on by power, my power, the power of prophecy. You might have been the first day I made come, he says. I laugh as the water runs down my back, for this is something I have heard too often. I've become that little semillita, that little seed that is planted in the deep, dark thoughts of desire, that plane where gender is everything you have imagined and have yet to imagine, that plane where time folds into itself and you body. And those particular nipples are the center of the universe.
Yes, honey.
Yeah, bitch, I like nipple play. Have I mentioned you have particular nipples? I will admit it took me 10 years, but I sucked this my lips while writing this line. I now know this. When you end up being the first queer in a man's life, we are never the only one. But maybe the greatest gift is knowing that we will never be forgotten, for you will never forget your first one. I am grateful for the lovers that will savor the fruits of my labor.
Yes.
Yeah, bitch. Have you ever seen a straight man or a man who's finding their queerness curl their toes while they're getting their nipples sucked? And you're like, yeah, bitch, you've been missing out. I told you, heteronormativity ain't shit. Yeah, that was someone that I went to school with, like freshman year of college, and we ended up hooking up 10 years later. But it was bomb. It was bomb. And I was like, check that off the list.
Love it. Love it.
I have a roster. I don't keep files of the people that I've hooked up with, but I have a roster, of people that I want to hook up with, and there are all kinds of priorities. Even some celebrities, and I might have checked off one or two on there, but a bitch signed an NDA. So she signed it with cum. Yes, she did. NDA signed. This piece is called Learning to Love Me. Learning to love me is learning to give in to the darkness. Learning to love me is learning to invoke the spirit of Chichaba. Learning to love me is learning to dance naked in the presence of the howling moon. Learning to love me is dangerous, it's powerful, it's decolonizing. Acurrúcame en los pétalos de un alcatraz. Como monarca, hazme volar, y del seno de la malinche alimentaré mi maldición. Cradle me in the petals of a lily. Like a monarch, make me fly, and from the teeth of la malinche I will feed my damnation. Eat of my body and drink of my blood. I will take out the chair and invite you to the table, but do you dare? As a queer, femme, thicker body Latina, my identities are seen as undesirable in heteronormative and homonormative spaces. Learning to love me is learning to love the revolution in the flesh. So who will dare step to the forefront of the revolution? Who will liberate me from my struggles and unchange this booty? Yet you're all still sitting. That was a call to action right there. Dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres. Tell me who you're with and I'll tell you who you are. Better yet, kiss me and I'll tell you who you are. Let me read the stories that hide underneath your lips, for yo soy hija de la chingada. I am the daughter of the damned one. Yo soy la malinche. Okay, I got two more.
Yes.
I was like, are you enjoying yourself?
So much.
I'm telling you, I just talk a bunch of shit. It's really fun. I got to perform a whole, full evening length work. It was an hour-long show. Bitch, and I did it at a bar. And tell me why, I had to raffle off these boxes. Now, nalgona, if you don't know Spanish, is Spanish for basically a big booty hoe. So when I say soy nalgona, I'm a big booty hoe. So I had to raffle off these boxes. Girl, tell me why I did la más nalgada. Literally, I had 7 men and 2 women come up to me and just spank me, and the best spank on the box.
Yes.
We gotta do what we gotta do, It's like, listen, this is how I sell my body. This is called He Whispered. He whispered, attaboy. To bear witness to the magic invoked tonight is worthy of appraisal. I learned his logic before I read his lips. We deconstructed arguments before we undressed, and his lips glistened. Mango para chupar. His bare chest covered in cashmere fibers hide the gentleness of his shame. His legs spread like a book newly pressed, and damn, I love the smell of a new book. Ramo de flores, I swallowed your thorns just to taste your nectar. I whispered, attaboy. To bear witness to your vulnerability undressed is worthy of appraisal. You learned the stories of my lips and you kept coming for more. We reconstructed new worlds and now we get to be flesh. The next time I have you, I'm gonna ask you to choke me, hold my last breath in your palms, to slap me, remind me of the pain I've grown resilient to bite me, mark my neck so the world knows the last night I had you, in me lies the fruit of our healing. Ooh. Yeah, yo, the other thing, did you know that you can get blood clots out of hickeys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bitch, I gotta change my kinks now. Okay, thank you. Thank you for like supporting me in that. Sex positive. You did not yuck my yum. Thank you. Bitch, I love hickeys. Like, I like to be the one that is like 31 years old, show up to my corporate job and shit, and still have hickeys.
Yes.
And people are like, oh my God, are you not like concerned? Bitch, my work speaks for itself. And she did a good job last night.
Yes.
Right? Oh, y'all are funny. I love it. This last poem is called Quienes Son. It's about my gender pronouns. Like, you can find me on the Instagrams and the TikToks and stuff at Soy Nalgona. I just say a bunch of stupid shit. Also, you can listen to a podcast. I got a podcast. I forgot I did that. It's cute. It's called Fruta Fresca. It's cute,
Ay.
fresh fruit, you know?
Hey.
It's cute, it's cute. Actually, the latest topic is gonna be good. The episode that drops on Thursday is about gentrification and Mexico. So don't move to Mexico.
Okay.
Thank you. It's interesting. It's really good.
Yes.
¿Quiénes son? How does it go? Oh, man. Soy afeminado, soy amanerado, I am femboy.
Yeah.
My body has been conditioned to be father, but my spirit yearns for mother. Am I an orphan child? Recently, I've been asked a lot about my gender pronouns, and I am not offended. On the contrary, I celebrate this questioning. There's something about this body, something about these caderas. This is what they meant when they said, boy, you switch and walk like a girl. Something about this gender paradigm is just not working for you. My name is José Richard Aviles, and my preferred gender pronouns are he, they, them, ella, y desmadrosa. And yes, okay, you got it. And in Spanish, we have a word for ratchet, and it's desmadrosa. First, let's start with, right, everyone's like, oh shit, now I get it too. What's up? That was like your bilingual class for the day. You are now qualified to do DEI work, diversity and education. You know, this funny thing is actually working. I love it. First, let's start with he. He is the one that was conditioned to ride the bus at 2 o'clock in the morning. Though a faggot, he is still a man. He is the one that had to learn to exert his masculinity by playing with trucks, building blocks, doing a tune-up in a small check, and yes, you best believe she knows how to change a tire.
Hey.
He is the one that was conditioned to speak for even performing at Mickey's, bitch. I'm still tripping out. It's a manifestation of my male privilege. And then there's they. But see, now they are interesting. They function like the child who is anxious to see who hides behind the peekaboo. They are the ones that walk with me into the bathroom when other men walk into the bathroom and question their gender identity. You should see their faces. They see your earring and a chongo and say, who are they at the urinal? They are the ones that remind me to be shamelessly free. They are the ones that remind me that the street was my first stage. They are the ones that try to decipher the fine line between compliment or the next victim of toxic masculinity. And then there's ella. Ella is yes. Y'all are horrible. Ella is the sweetness of a skirt that glides across the ocean. Ella wears heels just to remind herself that she is heard. Ella derrama lágrimas. She cries at night and she doesn't know why. But the bitterness of her tears are as true as her lonely heartbeat. Ella me enseñó coraje, valor, strength, and courage. Ella es mi madre. She is my mother. I use ella because my mother needs more affirmations than I do. Right? Listen, Get to know your parents and you will get to know the trauma that raised you.
Yes.
That's some real shit, right? That's how you know we're old and shit. Now we're not processing childhood traumas and shit. You're like, damn, bitch. I gotta go that far back? and then, hold on.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Performance art.
Yes.
And then there's the desmadrosa.
Damn.
Oh
There
my
you
God. Amazing.
Yeah, bitch. Before I used to be able to chug a 40, now I can't. I'm like, now just give me a pint, bitch. Give me like 5 more years and it's gonna be a shot. But performance, right?
Yes.
And then there's desmadrosa. Desmadrosa cackles. Desmadrosa disrupts. Desmadrosa creates. And then after 10, that bitch is just nasty.
Yes.
See, he is not tonight's fuck. He is a fantasy you will never have. Day or Sunday service for Desmadrosa lives the sacrament of your faith. And yes, masculinity lives in all sexualities, the difference between gay and queer. So the next time, remember my name, José Richard Aviles. Aunque les cueste, aunque les arden, aunque tengan coraje y aunque tengan miedo, let them feel my anger. Let them not understand who the fuck I am. My name is José Richard Aviles, and my birthright is he, they, them, ella, y desmadrosa.
Yes.
Thank you all so much. I hope I did it justice.
You're